Hello everybody, Trekkie here with a tutorial video on how to install mods for Minecraft. And maybe a few little other tips along the way. Nothing terribly advanced here, just the basics on how to get into modding. Modding Minecraft can be a bit confusing if you're unaware, but luckily most mod pages will include instructions on how to install mods. So it's not like I'm aware. Anyways, it's not like it's difficult to find out the information, but just in case, for those who follow me, who may be interested, who don't know, this is how you do it. First off, you're going to want to know this path to get to your Minecraft folder, period. You're going to want to go to your Start menu. Of course, I'm using Windows 7. You're just going to want to type in %appdata, which is APPDATA, and of course I spelled it wrong even though I'm spelling it to myself, percentage. So %appdata%. And you hit, and it should hit see roaming, which is the folder that will contain your Minecraft folders. You can see it right here. Now what you're going to want when your mod is a good, fresh, up-to-date folder for Minecraft. I mean, this one is obviously up-to-date, but what I'm going to do, what you could do is either drag it to your desktop for use later. Maybe you want to have a folder that's just stock vanilla Minecraft and one for that's modded. In this case, I'm just going to delete it. One thing I also like to do, just as a side, kind of like a tip, on my desktop I keep a folder called Minecraft jar files, and this recorder thing causes quite a bit of lag. As you can see, I have a Minecraft modded folder, a Minecraft pure folder, which is vanilla, and Minecraft snapshot folder. And each side of these is actually just the file for which you have in your app data or your roaming. Right here is actually my single player Let's Play world. It's very current as of today. Earlier, I have made a backup of it. So, this is a good way to keep different kind of files. You can just drag and drop as needed to switch between different ones. Maybe you play on a server that's vanilla, or you want to try out the snapshot without having to get rid of your other folder. Good way to keep storage. But for this case, we're going to need a new Minecraft folder. And all we need to do is to create that is start up Minecraft, log in, and download. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back. Alright, now that we have Minecraft installed, as you can see, now there's a Minecraft folder up here once again, and it is just the bare bones basic of Minecraft as it would be downloaded vanilla. You got your Minecraft executables jar file, which is going to be important in a moment, and textures and saves and whatnot, but we'll worry about that shortly. And of course, it's all located in your %appdata roaming folder. So now we want to get the stuff we need to mod. And for most mods nowadays, you're going to need a program. Well, it's not really a program. It's more like something you put into the jar file called Forge. Minecraft Forge is a big component of most mods these days. Not every mod. So before you even mod at all, you want to make sure that the mods you wish to use require Forge. All the mods I use in my Let's Play do require Forge. In fact, almost all the mods today do. Better Than Wolves is one notorious for not using Forge. It's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But when you're in the actual page for it, make sure that it is a Forge mod. Otherwise, you're going to have a little bit conflict of interest, so to say. And I'm not using Magic Launcher or anything. I'm just using the stock way. I'm using a different way. So if you want to learn to use Magic Launcher, you're going to have to look up another tutorial. So I apologize for that. And since I already have downloaded Forge, there's usually a link to download Forge. In fact, I'll go to it just 1 second. Alright, so we're on the Minecraft forums, which is where I find pretty much all my modding stuff for my modding needs, which is www.minecraftforum.net in the mod subforum. Yes, I'm aware of this screen capturing thing, which is different from Fraps. It usually is just annoying. Anyway, so right here we see Thaumcraft 3. And you can see most mods here. Lots of different mods here, I guess you say. Well, we're going to choose Thaumcraft. Most mods, like I said, have a link to Forge. And in this case, you go to Installation. It'll have a link. You click on Forge. It'll take you to the Forge website, for which I will go to Releases. Like I said, most mods have this, so you don't have to specifically go to find Thaumcraft. Although Thaumcraft's a really cool mod, but I always go for the latest and greatest. In this particular case, it's Forge 6.6.0 for Minecraft 1.4.7. You would click on that, wait for it to do its thing, and Universal is the one you want for standard modding purposes. Anyway, I don't know what the other ones are used for. Probably actually making the mods themselves. You can choose AdFly or Direct. I believe Direct just pops it up on the screen. AdFly, one thing I'd like to note in particular for those who are not familiar with it, when you click the AdFly links, as most mods these days will actually use AdFly for downloading. On the top right, it'll say please wait a certain amount of seconds. Then the skip ad will pop up. That's where your download is going to be. Do not click anything on the middle of this screen. This is crap. None of it you want to be messed. You just click skip ad, and Forge Universal will pop up on the middle of your screen. I already have it, so I do not need it. So I'm just going to exit out of here. And this is usually the latest 6.6.0. So you get that. Sorry, I was just... And now I'm going to go back to the Minecraft forums. Back to the Thaumcraft. So we could get out of this now. What we're going to want to do is go back to our percent app data, which you could also get to once again from percent. Oops, I didn't hit percent right. App data, which is APP, two P's, app data percent, and it'll take you to this. Go into your Minecraft folder. Go into bin. Now, two programs you're going to find useful. One being a archiving tool. This will help you with this particular component of. And another one that's going to be useful is Notepad++. As far as an archiving tool, I mean like WinRAR, WinZip, or whatever. So in your Minecraft folder, you go to bin. You right-click Minecraft, the executable jar file. Open with WinRAR Archiver. I usually move this over to the side so it's a little bit easier. Slow ass thing. I don't know if it's still required, but I always delete the meta-inf. It's in capital letters. It's hard to miss. Just delete. I know it doesn't affect it in any way anyway, so I don't know. It doesn't seem to affect it anyways. So I delete that. Then I go to my downloads, which is another reason to keep everything kind of minimized there. I find my Forge that I just downloaded. Well, I didn't just download it, but you would. Minecraft Forge Universal. Mine's a different version. Interesting. Anyways, that is interesting. You would open that particular zip. As you may notice, it has its own code that's similar to this. What you would basically do from the Forge zip is take it all, drag it on over. It may take a second depending on your computer speed. And now everything is over here. Now if you wish to install Optifine, which I'm going to make a quick little addendum here, you find your Optifine folder. I have the current version. Same deal as the Forge. You just take it all, drag it over to your Minecraft jar zip, hit OK. That's good. Make sure not to accidentally drag it into one of these folders in the Minecraft jar zip. You don't want to do that. That'll probably just screw everything up or not work at all. So yeah, be careful. Make sure you just drag it to a part that's not going to end up in one of these folders. So now you can close everything. Those are Forge is really all you need, but if you want Optifine, you're going to have to do that as well. So now we go back to our Minecraft folder, and typically what we do is we log in again. Alright, so now we're back in the game, and as you might notice at the bottom left, it says Minecraft Forge, Optifine, and 3 mods loaded. So now you know that Forge and everything is working. And incidentally, you don't have to log back in the game, but I find it useful. And of course, it's like the mods, and it'll show every mod that's actually working in game. Anyways, as I said, I find it useful because it'll create all the folders in your Minecraft folder needed for modding and everything. So you don't have to create anything yourself. So now you can see there's config, core mods, resources saves, and all this stuff. It's pre-created for you, so you don't have to make any folders yourself. It makes it a little bit easier before you install your actual mods, after you install Forge and or Optifine if optional, to just log into the game real quick, and then you'll have all your folders you need. So let's close Minecraft right this second. Now we need some actual mods. So we're going to need to go back to the Minecraft forums or your forum finding place of choice. Let's get back to the list. A couple things you're going to want to pay attention to when you're looking for mods is, obviously, as I said, does it follow Forge? We have Forge installed, so we are only going to be using Forge mods. Better Than Wolves mod, sorry, not going to be using it because you don't support Forge. Not that it's a bad mod or anything, it's just that mod creator, that's his personal choice. For our needs, most mods today will use Forge, like 90% of them, maybe even more. So it's not really a difficult process of looking through them, seeing which are Forge mods. Most all mods today use Forge, except for very slight few. The next thing we're going to want to pay attention to is the version number. As you can see to the very left of all the mods is like a 1.4.7. That's the Minecraft version. You're going to want to use one up to date as possible, to avoid any possible conflicts or other errors. Especially the more mods you use, you're going to want to avoid errors as much as possible. 1.4.7, 1.4.6 will all work with the current mod version of Minecraft, which is 1.4.7 as of the recording of this video. So we're looking for a mod. Thaumcraft 3, hey, you look pretty cool. Let's go with you. Personal favorite 3.0.3, which is the latest version of Thaumcraft. You would just click it. It'll probably take you to AdFly. Once again, at the top right, you'll see 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Don't mess with anything in the middle. What you would do is you just skip ad, and something will pop up. That's what you'll hit save with. Hit OK, and that'll save you what you already have it downloaded, so I don't have to do it. So we'll get out of this. We now have a mod to use. So let's move this over to the side a bit. Reopen our downloads, or wherever you have your file saved to. I saved mine to downloads. Now each mod may have its own installation instructions. On the mod page on the forum, it's good to open it up or look at it to get an idea of what that particular mod would require. Some of them you just drop the folder into the mods folder in your Minecraft, and others may have other steps or other places. Some may go in the core mods. Very important to follow the particular mod's instructions. As far as Thaumcraft is concerned, which I've lost it's over here, I like to copy and paste. This way, if I ever need to reinstall, they're all here, and I don't have to re-download them. Paste. It is now in your folder for your mods. So all you would have to do is open up your Minecraft again. I don't know if it'll say. It should work. Basically, you just create. What I like to do to test it, just to make sure, usually it'll say in your mods down here, but since I'm I'm going to restart Minecraft just to show you what it'll show if Thaumcraft had been installed correctly. Okay, so you have your mod installed. Now it shows 4 mods. It should work even if you don't restart it. It just will show 3 like it did before. But now if we go to hit the mods, we scroll down, it shows Thaumcraft. So now you know Thaumcraft is installed correctly. Another easy, cheap way to make sure everything's working, especially Minecraft crashed. So for whatever reason, we'll have to restart it. And we're back. This thing's a pain. This recording device doesn't want to work for us. So I like to create a new world, make it creative, just something real quick, and you could go in, you could test, make sure everything's rendering correctly with Optifine. Sometimes there's problems, the water doesn't render, or whatever. It doesn't hurt to make a quick test world to test out. And you could also make sure your items are all there and working. Okay, so we can immediately see there's water. Sounds seem to be working correctly. If we go into our tab, yes, taking inventory, congratulations. There's a Thaumcraft tab. You have your Thaumcraft items. You're ready to go. I mean, obviously, if you want to play survival, you can't. You're not going to want to play in a creative world, but that's that. So let's talk about Notepad++ and configurations. Sometimes when you install 2 mods, there might be a conflict. And when I'll go ahead and install 2 mods that I know for a fact will conflict, being Divine RPG and Twilight Forest, which will have a dimensional conflict because both of them try to use the same dimension. So I'll go ahead and install those and show you how you would resolve such a conflict. And it'll be the same thing for ID conflicts. Usually if there's a conflict after you're done, when it goes to the Mojang screen, it'll freeze a second, then it'll go to an error. Usually at the bottom, if you scroll all the way down, it'll show you. Well, I'll show you in a second. So I'll be right back. Okay, a little bit of a snag there. They didn't want to conflict, despite using the same exact dimensional ID. So if they did conflict, I don't know why I have 2 of these open. You would go to your configuration files, which is in your Minecraft, which is %appdata on your start menu. Go to configuration. This is where Notepad++ will come into play. You'll need it to edit your configuration files. So say they both use dimensional ID 7, which they actually do, but for some reason not conflicting. You just right click it, open with Notepad++ on let's say Twilight Forest, and you'll see, scroll down a bit, it says Dimension ID 7. So you don't want them both to be used 7, so you change it. Then you save, and then you're done. I'm not saving because they're not conflicting. It doesn't really matter, but no. And then you go back in, and it should work. You just got to make sure you're not using. See, as you can see here, this one also uses Dimension ID 7. So you want to make sure if you're trying to resolve a conflict, be it item ID or dimensions, that all your mods that you have installed, that none of them are using the same IDs. It can be quite a process. Usually it'll say something along the lines as such and such a mod is using ID already in use by such and such. So you could compare them, switch the IDs in your config files, just save it, exit, then you get in your game, you go back into your world, you build to your terrain for like 20 minutes, Divine RPG is up to date, and of course you got your Divine RPG stuff and your Twilight Forest and stuff, and everything works fine. And you're now able to play your modded game. That is the basic gist of it. If you have inventory tweaks, editing the configuration files with Notepad++ is also a necessity, because regular Notepad, it'll just be a jumbled mess. You won't be able to make any sense of it. So make sure you have, before you start modding, make sure you have an archiver, WinRAR. You're going to want Notepad++, which you could just Google and get for free. It's an excellent tool. Hey, there's an odd thing over here. I'm sorry, I'm ADDing. So a quick summarization before we end this video. To mod, first we're going to want a fresh Minecraft folder, file. Or if you're already playing on vanilla in the current version, you could probably use that. But I like to make different folders just in case there's any conflicts, so you don't lose your work, your saves, or whatever. It's good to make backups. Always make backups when you're adding new mods or you're modding for the first time. Always make backups. I can't stress that enough. Because if something doesn't work and you end up ruining your world, you're not going to be able to get it back if you don't have a backup. So always make your backups. So get a new folder, get Forge, unless you want to play in better than Wolves, then don't get Forge, and get Magic Loader or whatever it requires. It's good to do some research ahead of time of what your mods require. So in this case, get Forge, install Optifine if you want it, get your mods, make sure they're up to date, make sure, all that stuff, install them. So new folder, Forge, Optifine optional, new mod, whatever mods you want. Make sure to always check their installation instructions, and profit. Enjoy playing your mods. If they have any, what the hell? No, ADD. Gotta keep on point here, and enjoy. If you have any questions, maybe something I didn't cover and I forgot to cover, drop a line in the comments. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed. Hope this was helpful. And enjoy your modded experience. This is Trekkie, signing out.